You're a rebel, getting into trouble. You are kinda like a fire, like a fire, like a fire. Unpredictable, so original. You are never backing down, backing down, backing down. That's what I like about you. So dangerous, I get this rush when I'm with you. I go all in to lose or win. Build things up to knock 'em down. It's the way we keep our high, moving like a hurricane. There will come a time for when we can wash away your sins, settle down, but until then, we're like a You're so different, kind of ignorant. You don't care what people say, people say, people say. I'm going crazy for you, baby. Don't know how you're making me feel this way. What can I say? That's what I like about you. So
All right. Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Mommy Guide Inc. For those who are new to the channel, I am Mommy Lala, and welcome to 2026. Yes, it's already Jan 7 here in the Philippines. For most of you, probably it's still just the beginning of January 7 or still January 6. But no matter what it is, welcome to 2026. And yes, this is my very first live stream for the year. I should have had done so last Saturday, but when we arrived from our awesome vacation, of course, thank you so much, Seawind Resort Boracay, for the awesome accommodation. It was just a relaxing, a time with my kids and my yaya, and something that we just really needed. So thank you so much to those who have allowed this time to be such a beautiful bonding time. Salamat sa mga sponsors. All right, so with that, okay, we welcome 2026 with, of course, every year I welcome 2026 with my one word, right? So probably a lot of you is like, maybe some of you might be asking, what is one word? One word is actually what I do. Okay, there goes the actually. Hopefully this year the actually will go away as well. Okay, so one word is what I use or what I do in lieu of or instead of what do you call this? Resolutions. All right. So when I was younger and several years back, I used to always, just like everybody else, when it's the new year, it's something that, you look forward to, in a sense that, okay, whatever has happened in the past that might have been, not something that we are pleased about or not something that we like. So the new year is always a welcome, possibility for us to change all of that, start anew, reboot, and so on and so forth, right? And let us start it. And I would like to share, okay, instead of, doing resolutions, I have found that it is much better for me anyways. Now, if this also inspires you, then that's awesome. Instead of resolutions, I do a one word, right? So, but before we continue on, Sis Ella, hello, hello, Happy New Year from San Mateo. Kamusta, sis? Hindi na tayo nakapagkita. Okay, I'll try to message you after, sis. Okay? So, sis Ella, thank you so much for being here. And I hope that the new year has brought upon you, that hope, okay, that this year is going to be a better year overall. All right. So, for my one word for this year, so what I do is that one word, of course, I pray about it. Um, Normally before, at the end of the year, so that's about December. But actually, up to this week, I was still uncertain. I was playing around with several words that somehow I know I might, will be encouraging for me to change those things that I feel I need to do this 2026. And we had Bible study last Monday. So during that Bible study, our leader talked about or chose, because it's been several weeks. Normally we don't meet during December after Christmas party, so that everybody can spend some time to rest and be with family. And so the sharing updates took a little while. So we had devotions, and during that devotion we talked about Philippians chapter 4 verses 5 to 9. And from that Bible study, finally it really made clear to me that what I really need to practice, and I have 365 days to focus on it, and you really intentionally follow through it in all aspects of my life. That's the nice thing about the one word. It's not just one thing, like I want to lose weight, or right, I want to have more projects done, right? So this one word is an overarching word that basically will affect all aspects of your life. Vicky, good morning. I hope that you are feeling better, my friend. And it's evening for Vicky, and I hope that you have had a great day. And finally, I'm so happy that I am catching up on watching Vicky's videos and our other friends' videos. All right. And hello, is this a coffee ad? No, not one word. Gentleness. All right. Okay, so let's go through the verses first. So nope, not that one. I think it's this one. All right. So for my one word for this year, which you probably saw here, is gentleness. And again, this was inspired by this from Philippians chapter 5 verses 4 to 9. Sorry. I think this is Philippians chapter 4. Sorry, not chapter 5. Philippians chapter 4 verses 5 to 9. So let's read verse 5. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Whatever you have learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put it into practice, and the God of peace will be with you. Of course, the one who is actually talking here or sending this message is Apostle Paul, right, to the Philippians. Again, this is from Philippians chapter 4 verses 5 to 9. And from this, the word that really stuck to me is let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. And from there, gentleness, okay, is the one that really somehow I knew that what I needed to do in everything is that one. Okay. How? Okay. Of course, the ending of this episode will be that I will be creating the dashboard for my planner, my main planners. Of course, I'm going to have several planners this year because I find it easier and better for me when I have things separated in a specific. I try doing everything in just one planner. It it should have been okay, but for me, I really find that having different planners for different things works best for me, right? So okay. And of course, Sammy, this is my moderator daughter in the chat. I still haven't decided on my one word for this year. And Linda, good morning. Good morning. Hello, Sam from Linda. Yes. And how about you, my friends? If you were given a choice or if you are supposed to choose one word, an overarching word that will affect all the aspects of your life this year, what do you think is it? You don't need to answer right now, right? So you can pray about it first and think about it and let the, Holy Spirit lead you towards that one word. All right. So before I proceed with the actual crafting, I just want to explain, okay, why that one. Why gentleness is powerful. So for some people might think that when you say gentleness, you're gonna be a pushover, right? So you're not gonna be you're not gonna have your own voice because you always need to be gentle, cannot get angry and stuff like that, right? So in a way, true, but biblically gentleness is strength. Okay, that is under control. It is calm without passivity. All right. So you're not going to be passive. Okay. You still have your opinion. You still know what's right and wrong, but it's firmness without being harsh and loving without fear. And those are things that I truly struggle with. I can be a worrywart. I worry about a lot of things. Being a solo mom, I think it comes with the territory, but I need to just remember that I have the Lord and the Lord is near, right? Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near because the one that will provide or give me that strength to be gentle is not because of my own will and my own strength, but strength that comes from the Lord because the Lord is near. The Lord is with me. I need to remember that, right? The minute I go out of, into the streets and get into Manila traffic, it's like all the fruits of the Spirit fall off, okay? Because I can easily get angry. I can easily get disappointed. Fears can easily come as well. And so this year, I really want to be very intentional in being gentle because I know that I can do so not because of my own will, but because the Lord is with me. All right. Kathy, Happy New Year. Thank you so much for the gift, sis. Love it, mama. And to Shobe, Julie as well. Hopefully I think I will be going there either this week, sis, or next week. So I'll definitely message you. This is my dear friend, Teacher Kathy. She and her dear friend owns a preschool. Okay, actually a grade school as well. They're in the New Valley area. Oh, you're live. Happy 2026. Yes, Jay, finally. I was supposed to go live last Saturday, my friends. It's just that when we arrived, okay, from Boracay, lo and behold, we had no internet. I said, maybe I just needed to reboot. Maybe something happened over the New Year's, fireworks and stuff. But no, the next day we still had none. And so I had to go to the actual provider, in my case, Globe. And apparently our line, the line that provides internet to our street was, we don't know what happened, but it was cut. Okay, it was damaged. So yesterday morning, finally they arrived and replaced it. And so I am so grateful that I am able to be with you all today. The word that is most important to me is faith. Okay, so Linda, that's her. That is her word. Okay, trust in God alone. There you go. Absolutely. That is a beautiful, beautiful word, Linda. I can't quite picture passive, lal. Yeah, so it's not passivity, right? So I'm happy. It's just being gentle. And I will really try, instead of acting immediately, sometimes it's like, what? No, no. Okay, I can deliver the message without being, coming in as, someone who is not gentle. So there. Okay. I okay, and you always initiate. All right. And Jay said that's funny. We were reading Isaiah this Monday, said Jay. Yes, I know Jay has an amazing, you know, um class that's going to be going on for a whole year, and I'm sure he's going to tell you more about that in the coming days as well. And of course, don't forget, Jay and I will be on his channel in January for our collaboration for our faith journaling episode. Yes, in 2026, that is going to continue. Look at this, right? It's so cute. This came from, the New Year's celebration at Siwin Boracay. So this was part of, the giveaways during dinner. It was such, a beautiful, beautiful welcome to, 2026. I still haven't put out the video. It was almost like almost 20-30 minutes of nonstop fireworks. It was truly amazing. Faith was my 2026. Oh, is your 2026 word too? All right. So Linda and Jay has the same word. Yes, I should do a binder setup live. All right. So looking forward to that, guys. So if you have not yet checked out my dear friend Jay, his channel is Craft by Jay. Of course, we have Linda here as well, Shay Bute, and we have Vicky as well. My dear friend Kathy doesn't do YouTube just yet, right? So there you go. All right, so now let us again go to, okay, so how gentleness shapes this year for me. Okay, through Philippians chapter 4, verse 5, which is, let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Okay, take note. Not just evident to friends, family, churchmates, to all, even those who do not know me. All right, so how? Okay, so first, okay, gentleness in how I show up. Okay, so instead of reacting, I will respond. Okay, leading, creating, and mothering, which is basically what I do, but this time with grace, right? So do not be judgmental, right? So being kind without shrinking yourself. Right? So you can be kind, but still do not lose your identity or what you know is right. Okay? So you can still put forth what you think is, or your opinion, or what you want to say, but again, be gentle. And the one that would give us it's so easy to be gentle when you're with people that are kind and gentle as well, but when you're people that are not, so that is when I struggle with this. So it says in the scripture, all, right? So this is something that I need to work on this year with my one word. Number 2, gentleness towards my own heart. Okay, so releasing pressure and perfection, right? So for those who know me, right, so I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and that of course gives me anxiety and pressure oftentimes when things don't go exactly as I would want it to be. Okay, but this year, I would be also gentle to my own self, my own heart, right? So, and also choosing prayer over self criticism, right? So, I'm let the Lord, handle, okay, and ask Him, okay, for what I should need or what I need to do instead of immediately reacting and doing what I feel is best, okay? And then allowing God's peace to guard, okay, and not to rush me. Again, oftentimes, of course, when you're a solo mom, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm so used to making decisions immediately. And I do it because I'm the only one, who has to do it or who has to give solutions and stuff. But this year, I will intentionally first, okay, that it's not just, what I know, what I feel, what I think. I need to really intentionally, okay, ask and seek the Lord for this, okay, so that it also affects my own heart. And then finally, third, gentleness in your thoughts, okay, speaking kindly to yourself, right? So who among you know that who is your worst critic? Your own self, right? Our own self. We are our worst enemy, so to speak, our critic, right? So some people would say, no, that's already okay. But you don't, no, I don't think it is good. This is bad, right? So we put ourselves down most of the time, and that is so me, right? So I'm okay with others, but when it comes to myself, I'm very critical of myself. But this year, okay, I will be kinder to myself, and I will dwell on what builds and not what breaks, right? And redirecting harsh inner narratives. So try to stop those, stop, pause, pray, right? And finally, gentleness in my walk, okay? Practicing faith, okay, as Jay and Linda's word for the year, okay, in everyday obedience, letting consistency matter more than intensity, right? So you know how it is, like our walk with the Lord is not a sprint, right? So it's a marathon. And for us to be able to build that muscle of dependence, obedience, gentleness, so to speak, okay, we need to practice, do it, intentionally work on it. And I have 365 days to actually do it, less 7, okay? That I don't do math live, all right? And then of course, trusting that God's presence follows gentle faithfulness, because definitely the Lord is good, the Lord is gentle. And apart from Him, I know I cannot do this. Okay, so again, I would just want to do a short prayer before I actually start, okay? So, Lord, teach me to be gentle as you are gentle with others, with myself, and with the calling you've placed on my life. That I pray all these things to the mighty name of Jesus, Lord. Amen and amen. All right. So that is basically my one word and my why I choose that word. All right. So if you also would like to share at any point, right? So your one word, that would be super awesome. Oh, it was Vicky. Oh yeah, that's a challenge. Absolutely. Yes. Vicky already has, several videos up already for 2026. So if you have not checked that out, definitely do so. A lot of my friends already have, I think, at least their craft roulette projects, right? And Vicky did this, very cute bag card. Okay, and a dear friend Amy Yulan actually created, an actual bag, right? And a shape for this time for where you can put your gift cards. There you go. So a lot of you guys have different takes on it, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, craft roulette, it's a weekly awesome, card making where there are different prompts that you work with, and then you submit, and you get the chance to win as well. Yes, definitely, Jay, right? And like 2025, there were so many, one of the most difficult. Okay, I'll start, right? So let's not do, very, very harsh words. A very difficult year of out of the 52 years I have been here on earth, and by God's amazing grace I survived that. I wasn't very consistent in so many things, but again, the Lord had sustained me and my family. Okay. If someone is talking behind your back, all right. So we do respect other people's opinion. Okay. All right. So let's start the crafting. All right. So this one again was the word my past in my word for the year is going to be hinged on. All right, so I'm going to be working with my Hobonichi Tacho 2026, the cousin, right? So for those who have been following my content for the past year or years, you do know that this is one of my staple journals. I absolutely love it. I love the paper. I love how it is, arranged. And so for those who don't know what a Hobonichi Techo cousin look like, okay, I will open it up. Okay, I've not done anything just yet. I did take a peek. That's why it's already open. But I put it back and just want to take a peek. All right, so this is the cousin. It's an A5. All right, so when you open it, it really doesn't have any cover just yet, but you can buy a separate cover for that. And in as much as I want to buy all the different new covers that come every year, of course, budget is an issue for, solo parent like me. Okay, I have to think twice, 4 times. Is it a want? Is it a need? Right? So there you go. So for the past couple of, I think this is going to be my 4th or 5th year that I'm going to be using the same cover. Oh, no. I actually will use a different one, but I think I changed halfway through 2025 and I'm still going to use that for 2026, right? So, but this is what it looks like. So this is the Hobonichi Techo 2026. It's called the cousin. All right. And so there are several that it comes with pens. Like this one is a pen that came with my Hobonichi Techo cousin, I think 3 years ago. So oftentimes they can come with a special pen or other things like what do you call this? A charm. Okay, but this one is just really the basic. Nothing to it, just the planner. And of course, it comes with this one. All right. So it's just cute. Okay, various types. Okay, so I normally just keep it. Okay, and then of course this is the cousin. Okay, so the nice thing about it is that it has your annual, like the whole year, and then you have a monthly, and then you have, a daily. Okay, all right, so I'll show you guys. All right, of course you have the year that is to come, or the year that is now, the year that was, and the year that is to come. Okay, so this year, last year, and next year. And this version, by the way, my friends, is the English version. There is a Japanese version. This is the English version. All right, so this is, okay, so, all right, so it starts out with, right, so 2026. Okay, so you have your, the month at a glance, right? So that's June. So there are 2 spreads of that one up to December of the 2026. And then you have the weekly. right? So the weekly for it starts with December 2025 and then moves on to, January 2026. All right, until of course December 2026. So after the weekly, all right, so of course it also has like 3 months of 2027. Okay, and then after that, it now proceeds to, okay, so that is your weekly. So, and I chose my week to start with a Monday. So there is an option. There's a one that has starts with a Sunday, but I chose mine to start with a Monday, right? So you can also choose that, okay, with the Hobonichi. All right. So normally they release the next year around September, okay, of the previous year. Okay. So you have there. So after you're done with, the October, November, okay, okay, hold on. December, okay, October, November, December 2026. All right. And then you have the 2027. And then you go back to the 2026. But this time around, okay, hold on. What is the difference between this one? Okay, so November. Oh, right. Sorry, this is the monthly. Sorry, the monthly. After the monthly, then you have the weekly. Okay, so monthly, weekly, and then after the weekly up to 20, December 2026, then you have the daily. And this is my favorite. And this is what, because normally for the daily for the Hobonichi, I use it more for memory keeping, my love for decorating and stuff. The one that I really use for productivity in a sense that all the things to do, those are on my bujo, my bullet journal, which I will work with next Wednesday, right? So there you go. All right. So again, you have the monthly, the weekly, and then you have the daily. Okay, so for today, we're gonna start with turning the page to a new year. And I normally use this for as my dashboard. So let's look at, 2025. Okay, so for 2025, hold on. Okay, let me just go. Okay, so my one word for 2025 was, and this was my dashboard, abundance. Okay, so this was based on John 10:10. This was my one word for 2025. And by God's amazing grace, although it wasn't really abundance in, the material or physical things, but abundance of everything else that I needed to, let me passes through and finish 2025 with awesomeness. All right, so that was my dashboard for 2025. All right, so for 2026 it is going to be gentleness, right? So let me just go back to the chat. Okay, was just confusing, right? So a lot of difficult things happened, not just for me, but I know for a lot of us in 2025. Okay, I thought the paper was thin. Yes, it is. It is actually, but okay, despite it being very thin, it's very strong. You can actually do watercolor, for your backgrounds on a Hobonichi, even without prepping, right? But when it comes to inks for stamping and for the markers or pens that you would use, there is a part at the end, okay, where you can actually, that's where I normally, what do you call this? Swatch. Okay, swatch the inks, the markers, the highlighters that I want to use. Okay. So, of course, at the back, okay, so for those, there's also that graph paper. You can have your favorites also there, All right, you have my 100. I normally do this. This is fun, right? And at the end of the year, I check my 100 entries for anything you want, things to accomplish, books you've read, movies you've seen, snacks you've tried, shops you want to visit. It's up to you, right? So 100 things that just pops up and comes out. It's fun, right? And then memories, of course, but of course I normally don't use that because I use the dailies for that and other things. All right, so if you want to make this as your 365 days of, Bible reading, right? So if you want to read the Bible from cover to cover in 1 year, you can, do this as a tracker as well. And there you go, and so many other things. So it's really filled with so many awesome things for you to do. For your journal. Okay, let me see. It must be interesting to know that your kids are becoming adults. Indeed, Jay, it is, right? So I don't know. It's like it feels like it was just several years ago when my kids were still young. And as a crafter, I do all the cards, invitations, giveaways, and stuff like that when it's their birthday and school activities. But now both of them are actually, older kids, right? So they do have different needs now, different set of things that they love doing. And I'm so happy that despite that, they still, our bonding time together, as a family is still there. Okay, yes, I've not yet on the leaving part, Vicky, but I know that when that time comes, I know I have prepared myself for it. I've been always teaching my kids to be global learners, and I'm sure that they will, go somewhere. And I'm gonna be okay with that. I just stay here and I will craft. I know that happens in the US too. Is it the same in the Philippines? Yes. All right. So although a lot of Filipinos were very what do you call that? I think a nuclear family is just the parents and the kids, right? So extended, right? So most Filipino families, when you get married for the first, no, of course you get married not many times, but when you get married, sometimes they will still stay with their parents because, when you get married in the beginning, you still don't have much money. So you'll stay with your parents for a while, but ultimately they will separate because that's biblical, leave and cleave, right? But nowadays, the kids, the children, the younger generation, they do, right? So when they get married, they also live the family already. But still, we know meeting up every week, that's still something. Okay, hold on. Sam? Okay, if my moderator daughter is listening, or the B-boy, can I get some water, please? A transformative year indeed, Jay. Life certainly changes when your kids grow up. So, okay, let me see. Jay said, I had an abundance of change in 2025. I should look at it. All right. Yes. So Hobonichi. Okay, there are different sizes. So you have the I don't know what you call it, the classic. And then you have this one. The cousin is the biggest one. And then of course you have the Hobonichi Weeks, which is small. I'll show you. So the Hobonichi Weeks look like this. So just for reference, so you can see, the Hobonichi Weeks is a horizontal one. Okay, so let me just, of course, just like that. So you also have your monthly, your daily, and then your weekly, right? So, but it is on a horizontal, right? So there you go. Again, most of my Hobonichi is really not for putting down things that I need to do, productivity. This is really my creative journals, right? So this is where I put in all my, love for decorating and stuff. And my bullet journal or my bujo is what I use for, tracking down things to do, goals and stuff, right? So there. Of course. So again, okay, let us start. If you are going to be joining, I would love, love, love for you to share with us what you are going to make. And that is, okay, hold on. Okay, where is it? Let me see. I forgot. All right. So I do have a Discord, okay, channel. And later, Sammy will put it down. All right. Because, and if you could join me over there, there's a channel that says Team Bahay. Okay, and then you can just upload, okay, your projects over there, okay, so that the next episode I can like click on that and I can share and showcase, and I can even see what time you submitted and stuff like that. The nice thing about Discord, and this one was submitted by, hold on, who submitted this one? By Wims, okay. This was a journal page she finished way back in January 31st, 2025, last year. All right. So if you do have, okay, so it's ringing in my ear. All right. So it's on my Discord. Okay. So, ooh, perks. No, not today. Not today. All right. So if you could head on to my Discord channel. Okay. If you do want, message me on Facebook or Instagram. Okay. And I will send you the link so that you can share. And okay, of course, could you see those two bears on my side? Right. So those are barely art glue, right? Because again, I love barely art. I use it, it's my go-to, liquid glue of choice for all my crafting. And Renee, okay, Papi Renee sent over several for me to use, okay, for our crafting sessions. And she did, okay, send in, can you see this one? Charan! So this is a barely art bundle. All right. So the thing is, I do have to check. Okay, what if the winner is going to be from the US? I think it's easier if I just send the bundle from there, buy something from there, and then just send it over rather than sending it from here. All right. So I'll give you more details on how to actually get the chance to win this awesome bundle. So the bundle will have, of course, this this cool refill, right? And of course, the bottle. Okay, but this is the mini, but the one that comes with this is the regular one, the bigger one. All right. Of course, that I think double this one, the 4 fluid ounce. This is the 11-ounce bear, and it comes with the tip plus the tip kit. All right. So that is something that I'm going to be raffling off this January, and I will determine the winner January 31st. Okay. So just keep watching, right? Because I will be announcing the mechanics, how you can win this awesome Barely Art bundle, of course, from Barely Art course through Renee. All right. There you go. Locally, I buy all my Barely Art, okay, from the Happy Station. All right, so let's start. Okay, so if you don't have this kind of, planner, it doesn't matter. You can use a notebook, a new notebook, an old notebook, a regular journal, a planner, whatever it is. Right? So there you go. So let's start. Okay, so I'll be using, okay, let me see. I think this is better. But how is the snow? Is this bothering you? Okay, because I know it's winter for a lot of you, but maybe let us just, stop the snow from falling. Speaking of snow, my friends, I have to give shout out to Jay. Remember, I think it was December when I asked you guys, what does a snowflake really look like? Does it really look like the ones we use for our stamps or for our crafting, right? So the stamps or the ephemera that we use, does it really look like that? And does it really differ from one another? And so this morning, I woke up with the message from Jay with photos attached. And he actually showed me, what do you call this? Snowflakes from leaves, right? So from a leaf. And the photo was taken by his office mate. Okay, I have to give a shout out, of course, to her as well for being such an awesome photographer because she was able to capture, the snowflakes amongst, the snow, okay, in the photo. Let me see if I can just, take a hold of those photos and show you guys. Look at that. Okay, hold on. The name first. I have to give credit to, okay, this photo, of course, I asked permission from Jay, is taken by Kathy Henning. Thank you, Kathy. And of course, thank you, Jay. I asked permission from Jay if I can show it. Look at that, friends. So for those who are in the Philippines, we don't have snow, right? This is actual snow taken from, when it snowed. So you could see that there is snow and then there's the snowflakes. Awesome. It is different. This is different, but it does look like the snowflakes that we normally, when we think of snowflakes, that's how it looks like. And this is another one. Of course, you can see here the leaf itself, right? And look at that awesome snowflakes. I'm truly, truly grateful, Jay. The several times that I've been in places where there is snow, unfortunately, I haven't, I've seen snow, but not snowflakes, right? So Jay sent this over. And so I'm super happy. Look at that. I was like, oh my goodness, that is really snowflake. So it's true. The ones that we actually, see as photos, pictures, stamps, and stuff, they do look like this, right? And the other one, the last one, look at that. It's so clear. So again, Kathy Henning, thank you. Jay, thank you so much, right? Oh, there you go. So, okay, again, going back, it's just that I remember, right? When Jay mentioned something about I remember about the snow, right? So, okay. And Vicky said she also really liked Burley Arts, especially using with vellum. All right, Vicky, because of that, you have a great opportunity because I'll find a way so that for our friends in the US, you can also, instead of me sending that over, I will just buy from there and then send to you, right? Yes, Jay sent photos that her friend Kathy took. She's a church fan. She takes some really interesting insect photos too, right? So she must have those telephoto, what do you call that? Telephoto lens, right? So for you to be able to, capture those awesome details. So again, Jay, please, yes, Vicky says beautiful. Please send my thanks to Kathy, and yes, send share. Please share some more photos. I love, her photos. All right, so okay, gentleness. All right, so for this year, it is going to be gentleness. All right, so I'm just going to be working with what do you call this? I normally when I work with my dashboard, I use most of the time rub-ons simply because if I do like mixed media stuff, we have to wait for it to dry up, right? So but with rub-ons, it's very easy because you can just okay, hold on. Okay. I am choosing which one, my friends. Okay. There's one that I was thinking if some of these actually, somehow the Philippines is here, but I don't think it is. Anyway, it just symbolizes, the globe. So I would want to have that as a reference. All right. So let me just, okay. And then this one. Okay. Okay. Again, in lieu of, mixed media stuff like that, we will just use, okay, rub-ons. Okay. The rub-ons I'm going to be using are from 49th and Market. Okay. Because we're a very global community over here. All right. So I'm going to put, before, remember, for 2025, it was, more flowers and stuff. So this year, I want to, like, because we are a very global community, right? So, okay, in a way, that would be my background. And then, of course, my word for the year would be like there in the middle. Okay. So I hope that first and foremost, do you do planners? Or are you more digital? Like you use Notion or you use other, productivity apps? I know there are a lot, and I have so many friends who use. Actually, I use both, but I still love, you know, uh, having a physical planner still. Okay, there you go. Okay. Okay. So again, we're gonna have a barely art raffle for the month of January. This was actually sent over, I think, one of, if not my last episode for December, one of my last, like my last week of for my Vlogmas. And I'm super grateful to Renee. And looking forward that, when we actually do the raffling for the winner, that she will be able to, join me. It's just that her work is normally at night, right? So I'm not sure, but I will try my best to, have her on the show, if not on the actual raffling off, right? So hopefully, sometime in the first quarter. Oh, by the way, this Saturday is going to be truly special, my friends, because my, what do you call this? Cousin's daughter. So she is my niece-in-law. All right. The youngest of the nieces in law is actually a budding crafter. She's quite young though, but she loved that video of mine where I did an eternity flip card. You know how it is for kids, right? But then she said, Tita Lala made it so fast. Right? So this Saturday, I will be crafting with her. Right? So her mom did allow her to go live with me. And so you will get to, meet Addie. Addie is based in Canada. Right? So it's going to be morning time for her. Another thing I like about, look how nice that is, right? So it like blends with the background. There's a part that's a little still what do you call this, translucent, so you can still see a part of your background, so which is nice. So it does feel like it's still part, okay, of your awesome background. Okay. So I will do bits and pieces, okay, of the different. Okay, so I'm just choosing. Okay, where is my bone folder? Okay, so for those who are like, what is that? Okay, this is a bone folder. You can actually use any, like if you have a popsicle stick to transfer that image. Okay, so because, okay, hold on. This is called a rub on. This is not something new. Rub ons have been here since, the scrapbooking days and even prior to that. When I was in high school, so that was what, 80s to 90s, right? So we did use rub-ons, but mostly it was font, right? So text. Okay, so but during the advent of, I call it, for me anyway, the golden days of scrapbooking. So a lot of things, okay, you could buy as rub-on, so you can have something like, images, flowers, text, name it. You can get it as rub-ons, and it is super. You can even have like a background of your scrapbook as rub-on. And so, although it's kind of like cheating because you don't really did anything, but if you're a very busy, person, but you still want to create, really awesome backgrounds for your layouts that time, then you could easily, get this rub-ons. This one's a fairly newer one because this is from 49th and Market, right? So there you go. Okay, I'm not sure if I see it as blurry. Not sure if you're also seeing it that way. Okay, come on. Ching. Let us see, because maybe it's too bright, so it cannot focus. All right, come on, focus. It doesn't want to focus. Why? Okay, these cameras are not cooperating. Okay. Let me see. Okay, it's the brightness? Am I on green screen? No. Okay, brightness. Doesn't really want to focus. Anyways, we'll see. Oh, second cousin. There you go. So, her daughter is my second cousin? Not my niece? Cousin. Confused. Is it truly Vicky? Second cousin, not niece? Getting confused. All right, so guys, thanks for being here. Hold on. Okay, yeah. I hope that you guys are doing okay, and that if you are having breakfast, okay, don't forget to eat breakfast. For me, anyways, this coming week, next week, is going to be our prayer and fasting. The start of our prayer and fasting Monday, so it's a 7-day thing. So if you do have like prayer requests, right, you can definitely message me, okay, and I will pray intentionally for those during that time. Okay, so yes, it's called a rub on because all you need to do is to just rub a dub, and then slowly, pull out, okay, one of the sides. And if you see that there should be nothing that's left on that, you know, um, paper or plastic where the rub on is placed or attached. Okay. So I'll show you rub ons that I have had since the early 90s, and it has survived, okay, the test of time because it is still very much okay to use, and that's what I'm going to be using, okay, later on for, okay, hopefully for the actual verse. Okay. All right, there you go. See? See? Okay. Slowly, the image, whatever it is, fonts that is on that has been transferred onto, okay, my planner. Okay. All right. So now if you can see, it is starting to look really, really nice. Okay. And we'll add a tinge of, fonts in there. Okay, so I do love to mix it up. Let me see if I do this. Okay, no, let me see if I do this. Okay, will it be clearer? Okay, let me just, oh, now I'm really tiny now. All right, so there, if you can still see me, let me lock that. Okay, let me see if this is, and we have Roy. All right. Maybe because of white background. Yes. So it's like what do you call that? What do you call that, right? Overexposed? Yeah. Right. So nieces and nephews are from your siblings. Ah, so she's still cousin, but second cousin. Gosh. 52 and so I was always thinking that they were nieces and nephews. So no, they're still cousin but second cousin. That's great to know. Thank you, Vicky. All right, so Roy said my word is intentionality for 2026. Yes, my friend Roy is Mr. Tech Troublemaker himself. He did have, his regular weekly live stream earlier on. Okay, and we saw his new setup for his live streaming and even for probably some of his videos. And I know that he is coming up with a new video today, right? Today. So watch out for that for those who are interested in knowing more about tech. Okay, especially those who are on this platform. Okay, so I'm trying harder to do things with purpose and intent rather than flying by the seat of my pants and being a bull in a china shop. Same, Roy. Same. I feel you. Hi, Roy from Vicky. And yes, Roy also says hi to Vicky. Yes, Happy New Year, friends. All right. So there you go. So just a little bit more. Okay. And then... Okay, so this is another sheet. So normally this is what you do with the rub-on. So there is a protective layering normally. So when you cut it, I cut it together with that so that the others, okay, this won't stick to that thing even if you rub on to that one. Camera, what is wrong with you, camera? Okay, there you go. I think it doesn't want me singing, so eventually it followed. All right, there you go. Oh, awesome. Okay. Who in the chat or watching has an issue with time management? Raise your hand. Yes, right. Okay, I often feel that, sometimes at 24 hours is not enough for all the things that I have to do. But truth be told, it's really more of, time management, right? And so that is awesome, especially for us. I know of several crafters here in the Philippines and also abroad, friends who especially those who still have very young kids, the only time that they can, like Wims and Zell, the only time that they can really, work on their crafting and their project is when the kids are already asleep, right? So that's why oftentimes you would see them in the latter part of the show commenting, because normally if it's earlier, the kids are still awake, right? So how can you fit, or how can you find time to do all the things, especially when you have younger kids still, okay, to still craft despite, you have work, you're a wife, or you are a child, you take care of your parents, right? So again, how can you fit? Okay, there you go. I just love that at the end there's nothing left to it, right? And everything is, is there. All right. And so now I work with, okay, my word for the year, which is gentleness. Oh, here's faith, but that's not my word for the year. All right. Of course, the word for the year is, okay, gentleness. All right. So this is a very old, very, very old sticker. Okay. So it's from Sassafras. Yes, definitely. You cannot find that anymore. See, this is glitter, but look at the glitter part of it. It is falling off. Okay, so might as well rub everything out of, this glittery sticker. Okay, the glittery part. This is more than 2 decades old, my friend. No. 92,000. Yes, about 15 years. Okay, so look at what happened to the glitter. Okay, so I will just remove everything. Okay. Okay. And so there's still a little bit left, but it's okay because those are, I feel that they're just gonna stay. See, I'm just using my my fingers, and all those glitters are coming off. So I'm happy that, in fairness, they are, look at that, all the glitters, because this is supposed to be, turquoise glitter alpha. But at this point, sad to say, all that glittery part has fallen off the actual alphabet stickers, right? And I'm going to throw that part away. So you don't need to throw that whole sticker pack. Especially, I have a lot of this, friends. I have this in like all the colors available. Right? So and I've used so many of this, but because I really love it, so I have like several packs of this. So again, this is not something that definitely you can still find because this is very old, my friends. Okay, and to keep it like straight, I normally use a T ruler. Okay, and I find a place where I want to put, like, let's say in my case, gentleness, right? So I have glitter on my dress. Okay, gentleness, gentleness. Okay, so let's remove, but don't, what we're gonna do is we're not going to stick it like hard. Okay, because we do want to know if it will be somehow aligned. Okay. Maybe we want to put the G over there and the G. Okay. And then we will put the N at the other side. Jen. Okay, Jen. Okay, hold on. You know what? I need those tweezers. Okay, where are my tweezers? Hold on, friends. I am back. All right, so Jen. Gentle. Okay, gentle. Okay, gentle. Okay, gentleness. Gentleness. Okay. And anyway, you know what? This has lines. So I don't actually even need this ruler. Gentle. B-boy. Baby, can you get me anak? Water, please? Thank you. Alright, gentleness. There you go. There. There goes my word. Okay. Now, let me see if I already want it to be that way or over there. Or if I can, put in some other stuff. Okay. I do want, okay, this one. Okay, another rub on. Alright. So, like signaling, moving forward, going somewhere. Alright, so. Thank you, baby. Not there, baby. Maybe there. Look for a space over there. You can remove my blenders. My blending tool. Yeah. Okay, so let us use my bare. Yeah, move that one, baby. Yeah, the blender. No. Those brushes. The one on the heart. Yes. There you go. All right. Okay. Okay. Good night, pause. Speaking of time, I need to get ready for my day. Have a wonderful day night, everyone. Thank you, Vicky, for dropping by. Yes, I'm sure Vicky has a lot of things to do. She has to edit videos, create videos, right? So please do watch that. Okay, so since this is a sticker that is more than, it's almost 15 years old. So I am sure it's not as, sticky as it used to. So I will, add barely art glue, okay, to it to make sure that it stays. Okay, there. Okay, so I will, okay, put, okay, barely art glue at the back. Just a tad. Okay, so that, okay, I can, okay, be assured that it's not gonna fall off, right? Okay, let me see, where will the end go? There you go. Okay, there, that's where my end is gonna go. Okay, Jen. Okay. Okay, I think my G, I want to bring it a little bit up. So that's the nice thing. if it hasn't dried up just yet, you can still kind of move it. See, gentleness. Okay, so the reason you can easily, if you are into doodling, right? So you know how to, you can make great doodles. Then you don't even need stickers, right? So, but if you do have, like me, stickers that have been with you for a very, very long time, then this is a perfect opportunity for you to use up those, stickers that you have bought many, many, many years ago, and finally use them, okay, for your word for the year. Okay, gentle. All right, gentleness. Okay. Okay. And then I normally would decorate also. I do the before the pen. We call like before the pen when you decorate or prepare your planners um, before you actually put stuff on it. Okay. Sometimes I would be like months or even weeks behind on the actual putting. Okay, again, this is not like my to-do list planner or keeping track of things. This is more like where I put everything, so more of like a memory keeping kind of the thing. That's the purpose for me for this planner. But then again, I do have several planners. Okay. My main ones are, of course, my Bujo and this one. All right. So, of course, not yet. Okay. So I will further, work on this by adding things okay, like a feel of stitching, like that, right? So it feels like kind of like a shabby chic kind of feels. All right. So thank you so much, Vicky. Have a great rest of the day. All right. So for those who are still here, by the way, please don't forget to like and to subscribe. Yes, if you are new to the channel, okay, I hope that you like what you see thus far. And if you're interested to, see more videos on this topic, okay, please don't forget to like and to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. All right. So again, this Saturday, today is Wednesday for me, is actually my guest is my second cousin. Thank you, Vicky, for the okay the FYI that she is not a niece just because she's younger, but if she is the what do you call this, the daughter of my cousin, then they become my second cousin. All right, so there you go. That's so cute. All right, so what else? Oh, by the way, this one I almost forgot. Okay, so was it this one? Was it this one? All right, so there you go, guys. On January 11. Okay, so for those who are in the Philippines, that's January 12th, 8 a.m. So for those in the US, it's January 11, 7 p.m. I think, yes, 7 p.m. And then PST is gonna be 4. Yes, 4 o'clock. All right. So we would love to have you. Okay. So for this month's, okay, join us for this month's and the first for 2026 Kendra's Card Challenge. live. Yes, our live stream for Kendra's Card Challenge this year is a little bit different now because, as you can see from the thumbnail, of course, Lynn is going to be hosting the team. So, on her channel, but we will also be live on all of our channels. So on Cards by Kendra, on Manly Made Minutes for Sean, and of course yours truly on Mommy Guide Inc. on all our socials, right? So Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, okay, wherever we can go live. All right, so we would love to showcase the newest, okay, sketches this time around for Kendra's Card Challenge 2021, and we will be doing it live. So instead of the usual hops, right, which is super awesome, but we just want to change things a little bit this time. So you will see the four of us actually working on it live. Of course, all the sketches will be showcased as well. And of course, there is actually the earlier, I think the second day, yes, the second day of January, the KCC 21 hop, okay, commenced. And I have a video on that, and I showed inspiration for card sketch number 8, 9, and 10, of course. And I created some New Year cards for this video. So if you've not checked it out, I hope that you would, go ahead and check it out and watch. This is, I think, 11 minutes or so of video. All right. So there you go. Okay. So I added a little bit of that for the detail. Okay. Okay. I think when my nails is there, because it's somehow too bright, that's why. Okay, so you would see the dashboard for my Hobonichi Cousin, okay, for this year. All right, so and then I'm gonna put a little bit of this and then a little bit of that, okay, here. Okay, so there you go. Let me see. I'm just, looking for a place to, where I can perfectly fit it in. I think here is best. Right there you go. And this one will go over here. Okay. And then this one I will cut. Okay. Some will probably go over here. Like that over there. Okay. So I are almost done for the dashboard. Okay, and I hope that whatever kind of planner, productivity planner you have, okay, decided to use for 2026, that it truly, helps in whether it be really for mindfulness purposes, for just to make sure that you have an outlet for you to use, like what Amy Yulin, my dear friend from Creativity Playground, right? So you can use this activity to de-stress, okay, at the same time create and plan or do memory keeping. And of course, if you want to learn more about time management, and it's the perfect time for you to start the new year with that. So if we have not been very successful in managing our time and resources in 2025, then Roy has an awesome video for us to check out. I'm not sure if it already went live or it's already uploaded. I know it has been uploaded, but if you can already see it, but definitely it will be on our dear friend Roy Tech Troublemaker's channel. All right, so I think I'll end with that one. because I do want to have a little bit of a breathing space, right? So what we're gonna be doing is again. Okay, so this is my cover. I changed my Hobonichi. This is called the plastic's called a cover uncover, and this is my cover. And I'm still going to use that for 20 and of course 2025. This sticker was from my dear friend Stan Brown. And he did send me the one for 2026, which is year of the horse, but I'm still waiting for it to arrive, and so you will see that. So if you can see, this was my Hobonichi 20. All right, so the thing with this cover is that it's super awesome. It comes with this bookmark, okay, that can, you can use. Okay, so let's say if you want to focus on where you are at night right now. Okay, so it does come with these bookmarks. Okay, so now we're gonna put our latest 2026. Okay, of course, I do have some of the things I normally use for my planners, like tape flags, stickers, and all of those things here. Okay, so we will just slip in one of the edges. Okay, and then we will also do the same for the other. All right, as we put it in. Okay, so there you go. Because I really want it to be protected. So this is gonna be my cover. Okay, so the actual cover is a dark blue one. Okay, and it's just plain, but the inside is kind of teal, right? So, and then I want to start off with my dashboard like that. Okay, and I can put the other one on the probably the beginning of, my weekly. Okay, and then October, November. Okay, where's the January 2026? We can start with that. Okay, so I'll put the other marker on that one. That means that's the next thing I do. And then, of course, this is my dashboard. All right. So again, my word for the year is gentleness. I want to first give reference to where that came from. Okay, I just need to find the perfect pen. Okay, let me see. Where is my pen? All right. So, where's my pen? I cannot find my perfect pen. Where are my pens? My pens are gone. Okay, hold on. How can you journal without a pen? Oh my goodness, where are my pens? For the life of me, where are my pens? Hold on. All right, so okay, or maybe this one, or maybe this one. Okay. Okay, let me see. I think this one is color. All right, yeah, this one. Okay, so this is from. Okay. Okay, Philippians 4 verse 5. All right. And then I can put in like a. Where is that? Where is my. Oh. There you go. Philippians 4 5. Let me see. See? Perfect. It didn't bleed through. Okay. So if you're wondering where, gentleness comes from, it is from that verse. All right. So that is it for me for tonight. Okay, so I hope that you know you have an amazing or had an amazing 2025, and if it wasn't as such, don't worry because we have 2026 coming into the new year. Okay, I pray that this year is a better year for all of us. Okay, so no matter what, just keep on pushing. All right, and see you all next Saturday for another crafty episode here on Mommy Guide Inc. This time we're going to be making an interactive flip card, eternity flip card with my second cousin. Okay, very, very much younger than I am. All right, so with that, all right, thank you so, so much, my friends, and see you again next time for another crafty session here
Every
on Mommy Guide
change
Inc.
has a
Happy New
reason.
Year!